Now, many of you are familiar with Workday. Workday is such a pain. So I'm going to read an article about why people don't like Workday, but then I'm going to I think I found a guy on LinkedIn who's like a UX researcher. And he was talking about what people don't know about it. So let's go to that article real quick. So everyone hates Workday. Now, Workday on the back end as an actual employee is great. It shows you your benefits, who does what in the organization, all these different things like for your health benefits, where you can do this and do that at, set up your goals, apply to jobs, all that cool stuff. But for the person that the applicant, man, if people use Workday almost every time, you got to create a new account and then apply. It doesn't parse your resume the best way. So you still got to enter in information. And you have to now, granted, imagine applying to 10 to 20 jobs a day that use Workday. That can really take now, granted, I'll show you a trick that I use. I use things like Dashlane where I can automatically just make me a new account. And if you use Windows and you've been applying to jobs for like, a straight hour, and it's not parsing your resume right, just use Windows Control V. Actually, no, use Windows V to pull up your clipboard, and then that's what you can figure out what you want to put, like paste into the. That's when you're pasting to the details field when it's asking you what jobs you work, and so that can kind of speed up some stuff, but it still takes like forever to do it. But I want to read this article from Business Insider. Everyone hates Workday. If you've hunted for a job in the past decade or so, you've likely encountered the following obstacle course. Applying to a desired role online, you greet it with a login prompt. An employer is asking you to create a profile to apply. Annoying, but you go ahead. You're given a long form to fill out with the information that's already on your resume. Facts. In a world where we can all attach PDFs, this seems unnecessary. But the form promises to autofill the entries if you simply drag your resume over. And oh crap, it loads all wrong. Now, I've never read this article before, but everybody is living the same life. Your address is truncated, it's where your college degree should be. It's a mess. You find it easier to delete it all and manually type it in each entry. How obnoxious. Soon after applying to a different job at a different company, you click through and see the same form. You recognize a logo at the top of the page, a blue W with the yellow arch cresting above it. Is the archer, geez, you set up a user ID to apply to the previous job. So this should be, it wants an entirely new ID, new company, new profile, new form. Surely it say your application entries from the other job, right? Nope. Does the autofill work this time? Of course it doesn't. Another half hour of formatting and you're done with the application. And so done with whichever confounding organization decided to execute these tasks this way. Then you find another job opening and no. So the logo is a frown. Now, as you can see, this is a psyche that can start making you mad when you're trying to apply to jobs. The company devising this torture that is the modern job application is called Workday. Since 2006, Workday, which provides software for payroll, talent management, and expense processing, has been making a mint creating misery where painless processes could be. More than half of Fortune 500 companies use Workday to pay, hire, onboard, and administer benefits to their employees. Clients range from Netflix, Goodwill, Spotify, Washington Post, Chick-fil-A to Ohio State University. Trillions of dollars in revenue and tens of millions of employees are at the mercy of Workday's back. Our employees are at the mercy of Workday's back end, people making management software. The company is worth $70 billion, dollars, a market cap greater than that of FedEx, Nintendo, or Honda. Few seem happy about this. LinkedIn, Reddit, and Blind abound with enraged job applications and employees sharing the tales of how difficult it is to book paid leave. I don't even know what this word is. Oh, how Kafka-esque it is to file an expense, how nerve-wracking it is to close out a project. I simply hate Workday. F them and those who insist on using it for recruitment. One Reddit user wrote, everything is non-intuitive, so even the simplest tasks leaving me scratching my head, wrote another. Keeping notes on index cards would be more effective. Every HR professional and hiring manager I spoke with whose lives are supposedly made easier by Workday described Workday with the sense of cosmic exasperation is like constantly being bot smacked by bureaucracy incarnate, said a copy director at an AI startup in San Francisco who had the misfortune of having to hire contractors through Workday. He went on, getting someone onboarded using Workday is like trying to get water from your sink to your stove using the colander. The X account, Workday failing track memes, and news articles describing workers and companies suffering within various circles of Workday hell from Amazon, failed migration of Workday in 2021. The stock dropped by 7% to an ongoing class action lawsuit that alleges Workday uses AI to discriminate against candidates based on race, age, and disability. We believe this lawsuit is without merit and deny the allegations. You know what? We might go on a deep dive in a second after reading this article. Let's see. Workday does not have the oversight or control of our customers' job application process. If candidates hate Workday, if the employees hate Workday, if HR people and managers processing and assessing those candidates and employees through Workday hate Workday, if Workday is the most annoying part of so many workers' workdays, how is Workday everywhere? How did a software provider so widely loathed become a mainstay of the modern workplace? All right, so I ain't know this is going to be a super deep dive of Workday. So I'm going to skip through this. Okay, so it's actually at the end. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, I'm not reading this whole article, right? I think that just bears some credence on what I said. But let's have some fun here. Okay, so I didn't know this was a thing. So let's see what it's talking about here. Workday must face novel bias lawsuit over AI screening software, and I'm going to an article because I doubt we want to read the whole case. A federal judge in California has rejected Workday's bid to dismiss a proposed class action, claiming that the artificial intelligence powered software the company uses to screen out job applicants for other businesses bases existing biases. In the first ruling of its kind, U.S. District Judge Rita Lynn on Friday said that Workday could be considered an employer covered by federal laws banning workplace discrimination because it performs screening functions that its customers would normally carry out themselves. Lynn refused to dismiss several claims of 2023 lawsuit by Derek Mobley, who says he was passed over for more than 100 jobs at companies that contract with Workday because he is Black, older than 40, and has anxiety and depression. Now, in hindsight, this is my So this is 6 months ago when this article was created, and so the lawsuit was pretty almost 2 years ago. Now we know it's a different time right now because of what's kind of going on with who is the president, and I wonder how much merit something like this would have now with them trying to say merit. But so that's what I'm thinking about now. Is like I actually want to, you know what, real quick, let's click on this. Lynn dismissed claims that Workday intentionally discriminated based on race and age. She also ruled out that the company cannot be considered an employment agency under anti-bias laws because, unlike a staffing firm, it does not procure job opportunities for workers. A Workday spokesperson in a statement said the company was pleased that Lynn talked out some of the claims. We're confident that the remaining allegations will be easily refuted as we move to the next phase where we'll have an opportunity to directly challenge their accuracy, the spokesperson said. Lawyers for Mobley did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The lawsuit claims Workday uses data on a company's existing workforce to train its AI software to screen for best applicants without accounting for existing discrimination that it may reflect. Mobley has accused Workday of race, age, and disability discrimination in violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and other federal anti-discrimination laws. The proposed class could include hundreds of thousands of people. Now, I wonder if this is retroactive. I'm not a lawyer, and this is why I do plan on probably like getting somebody from like legal standpoint on here, especially does stuff in security. They do a lot of work with companies, especially when it comes to breaches and letting the public know things when you have to talk to shareholders and the public. But is this retroactive since this was in 2023? As you see, the last episode we just covered how that's kind of like null and void right now when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And also, I always say about court, it's not about what you know, but what you can prove. I don't know how you can prove that Workday is using the AI of the staff that currently works with them and pretty much basing that on applicants and saying, no, we don't want you. So I don't know how you could prove that yourself, but if they can, I would love to see it because people do not like Workday. Workday says it is not covered by workplace bias laws because it was not Mobley's prospective employer and it's not an employment agency that can be held liable for discrimination since it does not make hiring decisions for its customers. But Lynn on Friday said anti-bias laws were designed to broadly protect workers and prevent employers from forming out tasks such as screening applicants in order to escape liability, and that Workday could be held liable as an agent of its customers. The lawsuit possibly alleges that Workday's customers delegate traditional hiring functions, including rejecting applicants to algorithmic decision-making tools provided by Workday, wrote Lynn, an appointee of Democratic President Joe Biden. Now, this is the thing what job seekers are always talking about ATS, I'm getting denied automatically and everything. And I believe this because I remember it's this hospital I applied to a couple times before. I applied to them one time. Let's say the time was 3 p.m. By 3:05, I was like rejected. And I was like, I know nobody looked at it this fast. And I think at the time they was using Workday. And so months later, I was able to see they got some new people in the org, and I reached out to them about my experience and why I think I could be a good fit. And so I actually got to talk to a person. But these are some of the things people are dealing with. Imagine you had to fill in all your stuff on Workday just for like 5, 10 minutes later, you to get denied. Now, granted, people do deny you too, but sometimes we're like, it couldn't been this fast. It couldn't been because based on what's on the job description and what's on my resume, there's a match here. What's going on? The U.S. Employment Opportunity Commission, which enforces federal laws banning workplace discrimination, had urged Lynn to let the case proceed. In an April brief, the agency has warned employers that they could be held legally liable if they fail to prevent screening software from having a discriminatory impact. All right, so that's that. So cool. And before we move off of Workday, this was something like, where is it?